while Merck also advanced on plans to develop 2 separate vaccines. Perceived safe haven assets declined with the yield on the 10-year note up 2 basis points to 0.68%. COMEX gold lost 1.8%, closing at $1,704.80 an ounce, while a gauge of U.S. dollar slumped 0.9%. In commodities, WTI crude climbed to its highest level since March 10th, now up more than 80% month to date. On the data front, the Conference Board's gauge of consumer confidence improved slightly in May from the prior month's downwardly revised figure. Separately, new home sales unexpectedly increased for April. I see all 5 of our local companies quoted every afternoon were higher for the day, with CenturyLink up 15 cents, closing at $9.97. Genesis Energy higher by 63 cents, closing at $8.16. Coca-Cola up $1.06 at $46.09. Graphic Packaging higher by 87 cents, closed at $14.19. Delta Airlines closing $25.65, up $2.96. And lastly, Entergy higher by $1.78, closing at $99.74. This has been Jeff Hawley, First Vice President and Financial Advisor with Wells Fargo Advisors, with today's market report. Have a great evening.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Don Wheeler. We'll continue to feel the effects of a slow-moving upper-level low through Thursday before the system kicks off to the east. Expect a return to more pleasant weather for this weekend. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a 30% chance for showers and thunderstorms, low 65. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms, high 83.
Good Tuesday afternoon out there, everybody. Y'all tuned in to the Mountain Man Radio Show. One of the best radio shows out there right now, and we got us a special guest today, and he'll be coming on here in a little bit. JR's over there on the phone. I guess we'll thank our sponsors real quick. We got R&R Tire Express, R&R Tire Express popping up everywhere. $20 down, that's right, $20 down. Y'all roll in there and drive off with a new set of wheels and tires on your ride. Shoot, man, y'all be looking good in the neighborhood. And then you can just pay them off weekly, no interest rates. And we know times is hard, R&R does. And they'll work with you on how much you got to pay them off every week. So don't go spend all your money somewhere else and be broke. Can't take your honey out on a date like that. Or you gals, you can't, get your cowboy or nothing either. Well, who else we got? We got B&E Wholesale. B&E Wholesale run by 110. I mean, not the electricity. That's just the name of the guy, Eric. We call him 110 because he puts in 110% to make sure you get the lowest price around. That's right. Oh, 110 up there at B&A on 100 Trenton Street in West Monroe, Louisiana, right down the Antique Alley is waiting on y'all. Well, heck, he's got all kind of stuff in there. He's got motor oil. And he's got that germ killer stuff everybody been looking for. Man, you got to have some of that germ-aid stuff. And it's dirt cheap. He got plenty of it. And he just got another germ killer thing in there too, and it's Joy Germ Eliminator or something. He said it said on the bottle it cures or kills that coronavirus. It'll kill that stuff, the germs of it. Don't drink it and think if you got it, think it'll cure you. But, you spray it to keep from getting it. Of course, y'all knew all that. I'm just picking with you. But B&E, he's got all kinds of soaps up there. He's got lowest prices around. If you're into the cleaning business, all kind of cleaners up there. Shoot, he's got a load of all kind of stuff in there right now, and we'll play his commercial here in a little while, and he'll let you know just exactly what y'all can get. B&E Wholesale, located on 100 Trent Street, right down Antique Alley in West Monroe, Louisiana. Had to take 2 breaths on that. And then we got Miracle 2 Products. That's right, Miracle 2 Products, located on Well Road in West Monroe, Louisiana. Look, they got a complete line of soaps, moisturizers, neutralizers, and of course more. And they'll hook you up, and they got that there Miracle 2 sports water, the exact amount of electrolytes in it, and it comes in a hard plastic bottle. It ain't one of them kind that when you open it, it gushes you in the eyeball. It got a good bottle, and that water there, it does something to you. I ain't saying it's like a hit of tequila or nothing like that. Don't get me wrong, but the water will flush you out. It'll get all the impurities out of you. It's good water. That's Miracle 2 Products. Check them out. Miracle2.com. Then what we got? Bull Snot. That's right. I said it. Bull Snot. Bull Snot Products. They got a dead gum glass cleaner out there. You can spray it on your glass. And it ain't like them other glass cleaners. You got to come behind it up with water to get the streaks out one time. It don't leave streaks. And that's that glass cleaner he's got out there. And he got this new carpet cleaner and freshener out all into one. Man, you got a dog you take on a trip, he gets diarrhea. Ain't no worse smell, Good night. Bert's done it. Get that stuff up where it don't stink. You might have to pick somebody up. It'll take out all the smell and it won't leave a spot. That's that Bull Snot carpet cleaner. And don't forget about their Greasable. No, you ain't gonna run up and try to grease your bulls. This Greasable is kind of takes the place of WD-40. Spray it on your trailer hitches and such. And what I like about it's got a fine mist of actual grease in there. And it just stays on your trailer hitches. Heck, you can use it on your rod, your reels and stuff, It's just good for everything. And that's Bull Snot Greasable. And they also have a wheel shine. Shoot, after you go to R&R Tire Express, get you some wheels. Keep them looking good with some Bull Snot wheel shine. Don't forget about the tire butter. You can't eat it, but it helps get them, what do you call them, ultraviolet rays that the sun slings out at us there, JR. It makes your tires rot.
Yes, I believe that's what you're talking about. Yep.
Just check, make sure he's awake over there. I knew that. But yeah, Bull Snot tire butter. Y'all can't go wrong with it. The wheel shine, the lube. You put a little bead of that on there when you want to pop a tire onto a rim. Man, it'll go right on there. It's just like a slick 'em, and you wheel it around there and you can pop your wheels in and out of them tires, Thing about it is, when they pop sometimes when they sell, spit that there stuff in your eyeball, like burn your eyeball out, whatever they use. But Bull Snot, get it in your eye, you'll want more. Man, it don't burn at all. Check 'em out, Bull Snot Products. Go to brownox.com. Well, that's half the show.
That's
We're going
it.
to go on break so we can play the commercial ad.
That's it. That's it. No, not. Let's not go to a break yet. We don't want to do it this early.
Okay.
No, because you got a phone call. You have an important phone call we need to go to.
I told you don't take no calls, man.
Well,
We're gonna have an easy.
I couldn't help it. They called in.
Who is it?
I think his name's Johnny. I think.
Let's see what this.
Johnny, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Hey, Mountain Man, Johnny Rock here.
Hey, Johnny Rock, how you are, buddy?
How y'all are?
Man, we acting like we got good sense up here fooling everybody. We got them fooled out there with JR. You see the way I went through them commercial ads?
Yeah, I saw
Didn't
that.
even have to read no more.
You did
man.
very good. I'm impressed.
They think, but yeah, we just trying to make a show here.
You're doing a fine job. You know, I was wondering about that. I'm watching you on the live stream, on the KMLB radio live stream.
Oh man, that's a delicacy there. If you get that, yeah. You go that what's that YouTube junk stuff we got? It's slow profiles with Mountain Man too. That's YouTube.
On YouTube and live stream, and we're all over the place.
We're trying to get everybody to go to YouTube so I can start me a YouTube channel, but man, I'll have to get Roland Martin and see how he did that, or Jimi Houston, and see how he did it.
Yeah, you are all over the place, and I've become quite a fan of the Mountain Man radio show. And again, I'm filming again this weekend on Go Fishing, and man, it's just gonna be so funny, And once again, you did a great job on set, and looking forward to seeing you again on set for the big finale there, and of course at the red carpet.
Thank you. Oh, red carpet, man. Hey,
is this your first movie?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I am. Mm-hmm.
Is this your first full feature movie?
First what?
Movie. Yeah, movie.
No, I've been in a movie. I was in I think it was A Bale for Christmas. And my son was in it. I played Santa Claus. My son played the dog catcher, and it had Christy Swanson. It was Buffy the Vampire, the movie. She was in it, and Dean Cain. I liked old Dean.
Wasn't he the Superman guy?
Superman.
Yeah,
had the series.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And some of the Little Rascal characters, and Earlene Mandrell. Earlene was really nice. She's a very nice lady.
Yeah.
And it was just little small parts, Nobody knew who it was, hardly, till I said something.
There are no small parts.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I made Christy Swanson cry, though, in the movie. Just think, man, you can make a Buffy the Vampire Slayer cry by saying something to her. You got some power, buddy. But no, I wouldn't do it on purpose. She's a really nice person, but yeah, I had never been in too many movies. That was one, and it seemed like that may have been the only one. Yeah,
well,
but it's pretty cool, actually, Y'all always got good stuff to eat.
I think this role is going to skyrocket you.
Hey, I wouldn't know how to act. I better get my sunglasses ready. I'll buy 2 pairs in case I lose one or something. But it was really fun doing that movie with y'all. And what I liked about it, everybody seemed to be godly people, and everything is kept clean, and it was just. It's gonna be funny. It's good entertainment for all the family. You can turn them loose on this one, and I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, well, the director, Jonah Monet, and also the producer Scott Inez are both very godly people, and it's one of the reasons I'm enjoying working on the film so much. And the film itself is family friendly, something that the whole family can go watch. So I wanted to ask you. You know, I noticed that you got a ton of fans, and I was curious if are you a fan of Elvis?
I am. I can remember where I was when I found out about Elvis passing, and I liked Elvis, sure did.
Wait a minute, hold on. Elvis passed away?
Well, didn't he? Yeah, he did. You ain't been seeing him on no UFO, have you?
No, I saw him at McDonald's.
I tell you what, the media is something else. People believe whatever they hear and see.
Well, they didn't walk on the moon either, they said.
Right. Well, you know, that's the one thing that I do hear people. Everybody refers back to the day he died, and everybody does remember where they were at that time. And you know, I'm a huge Elvis fan, and I thought maybe you might like to allow me to share one of my Elvis stories. I a ton of Elvis stories.
Heck yeah!
I met Elvis when I was 13 years old, and it was in 1977, just a few months before he passed away. And you know, people would go to Graceland, and they would just hang out by the gate, and literally camp out by the gate, waiting for Elvis to either come in the gate or go out, because if he did, and there were people there, he would stop. Elvis loved his fans, and he never ignored them. So if they were there, he'd stop, and he'd take pictures, he would give autographs, he would talk to them. And I'll never forget this day. It was my mom, myself, my aunt, a couple of cousins, and my sisters and brother, and we were camped out at Graceland. And I remember we had an ice chest with a bunch of Czech colas and some ham sandwiches. And they had about 20, maybe 15 or 20 other people hanging out. And we were out there for several hours just waiting, hoping that Elvis would drive in or drive out. Well, lo and behold, all of a sudden, Elvis comes from behind the house riding on his horse. If you're ever to Graceland, you know how far away the house is from the gate, right?
Well, actually, I've never seen it, but I've heard stories. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it's about at least a football field distance away from goal to goal. That's about how far away the house is from the gate. So picture Elvis coming on his horse. The horse was Rising Sun. That was the name of the horse. His horse's name. He had several horses, but that was his favorite. So he's riding on his horse, comes from behind the house, and he's riding a big circle, just riding the circle, and everybody's hollering, Elvis, Elvis, just screaming his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just riding in the circle. Well, he rides in the circle for 2 or 3 minutes, and then he just pulls back on the reins and hollers, what? Just like that. And then everybody just keeps hollering his name. So he just keeps on riding in a circle. This goes on for another 2 or 3 minutes, and then he pulls back on the reins again and hollers, if you don't tell me what you want, I can't help you.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody starts hollering his name again. Well, he goes back behind the house and disappears, and everybody's like, oh, we ran him off. Oh. Well, lo and behold, about a minute later, he comes from behind the left side of the house and starts coming up the driveway towards the gate. And I tell you what, it was like the theme song, 2001 Space Odyssey, was playing in my head. Da, 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 bum, 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 bum. I could hear it in my head. And he's approaching the gate, getting closer and closer. And I'm expecting him to get giant, like, bigger than life. But as he approaches the gate, I'm like, wow, he's regular size. He's a man,
Yeah.
And he didn't have any rings on his fingers. He wasn't in the jumpsuit.
Just
it was like, wow,
regular Elvis.
Yeah, it was
regular guy.
He was a man. And one thing I remember is that he had a big perspiration spot under his arm. And that freaked me out, too, because it was like, wow, he sweats.
Yeah,
You know,
he sweats, too. He's human.
But, he came up to the gate, and he leaned over the gate. It was on his horse, so he was able to lean over, and he kissed all the ladies' hands, and he shook all the guys' hands, and he shook my hand. And when he shook my hand, he looked at me. He said, "How are you, young man?" And I mean, I tell you, it was like I felt his energy, and it was like just chills went up my. It was just it almost like it transferred energy into my body.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was 13 years old when that happened.
Yeah.
And so I was already a fan, but I became an even huger fan. So fast forward to 1994, when I was working in radio in San Antonio, and I had met a lady by the name of Mama Fontana. She was the aunt of Elvis's drummer, DJ Fontana. And she was a little Italian Sicilian lady, 82 years old, and she loved Elvis. She had an Elvis museum in San Antonio right across the street from the Alamo. And I used to have her on my radio show every January 8th on Elvis's birthday and every August 16th on the anniversary of his death. Well, in 1994, the U.S. Post Office decided to come out with an Elvis stamp. So they planned a big old celebration to take place right in front of the Alamo in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to do an Elvis tribute show. So she contacted me, and they hired me to be the official Elvis in front of the Alamo for their stamp release. Well, I had a little diabolical plan. I showed up at the museum that morning with my jumpsuit hanging over my shoulder, and it was a very cheesy suit, very cheap. The belt buckle was made out of a pincushion, and I had little rhinestones on it. Well, she had two of Elvis's actual jumpsuits in a glass case.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk in the museum, and she goes, "Hello, honey." I'm like, "Mama, I can't do this." She goes, "What's the matter, honey?" I said, "My jumpsuit. It smells like sweat. The cleaners claim they cleaned it, and it's just, it's got body odor. I'll be too embarrassed. I can't do it." And she goes, "Oh, honey, we'll just powder it up. We'll freshen it up. It'll be fine." I'm like, "No, I'll be too embarrassed." And she saw me eyeballing his jumpsuit behind her, and she turned and looked, and she goes, and then she looked back at me. She goes, "You want to wear one of his, don't you?" I said, "Mama, I don't think anybody's ever worn one of Elvis's jumpsuits." She said, "Well, of course not, honey." And she said, "I'll tell you what, you take one of them in the bathroom and you try it on. If it fits, you can wear it for the press conference and for photos, but you perform in your own suit." I said, "Okay." So I go towards the glass case and I open it up. I go to lift one of the jumpsuits off of the hook, and I almost dropped it because it was so heavy. And she says, "Don't let it touch the ground." I said, "Okay."
Like a flag.
So I'm walking into the bathroom with this Elvis jumpsuit weighing about 35 pounds, holding it above my head so it won't touch the ground. I get into the bathroom, and I think, well, wait a second. How am I going to step into a jumpsuit without the legs touching the ground? And I thought to myself, well, she's not going to know. Then all of a sudden this feeling came over me. Elvis will know.
That's right.
So I put the toilet lid down, and I step up onto the toilet seat. And I lift one leg, I slip that leg in. I lift the other leg, I slip that leg in. I get it up over my hips. I step down onto the floor. Everything's going great. I put one arm in, I put the other arm in, and I start to. I had to wiggle it up to get it up over my shoulders. And this suit was from 1970, and Elvis was very thin in 1970. So I go to zip it up, and it won't zip up. I'm like, oh no! But I remembered a little trick, and I opened up the door. I said, "Mama." She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Do you have any Saran wrap?" She goes, "Excuse me, honey?" I said, "Do you have any Saran wrap?" She says, "No, but I'll go get some." So I waited in the bathroom for her to come back. I had to maneuver the shoulders back down to my waist, and I had to come in, and I held my stomach in, and we wrapped my stomach. so that it would be sucked in. And I was able to zip it up. And man, once I got that belt buckle on and I clipped that belt buckle, I mean, Elvis literally took over my body. I could feel his energy. I don't know if you ever had a loved one that passed away and you hold on to their shawl or their clothing. You could feel
I have.
I felt like Elvis. So I am literally the only man in the world to ever wear
all shook up
jumpsuits.
Wow.
That is something.
That is really cool.
You got it on though, huh?
I'm wearing it now. No, even to add to this story, a couple of years later, I went to her house to visit, and I walk in her house, and there's the jumpsuits hanging on a coat hanger on a closet door, and there's boots on the floor, and I look around, and there's everything from the museum inside of her house. I said, Mama, what's everything doing here at the house? She says, honey, I've had my fill. It's just too much for me. I can't run the museum no more. And it broke my heart because, I've been to the museum many times, and I read the guest book. Richard Nixon had been there. Dick Clark had been there. People from all over the world had signed this guest book. And the comments were so warm and loving. And, the museum was built in love. And I said, well, Mama, what about all the visitors? When they come back, the museum's not going to be there. She says, honey, I'm 84 years old. I just, it's too much for me. If you want it, you can have it all. I tell you what, I went to the taxidermy place that day, and I got me a license to have it, and I opened it back up within a week. So I ran the museum, the Elvis Museum in San Antonio, for a year and a half, and I actually wore both suits numerous times and did shows in them. If you go to YouTube, there's even videos of me wearing the suit performing. Like you can go to YouTube and type in Johnny Rock, Suspicious Minds, and there's a video of me doing Suspicious Minds wearing his actual jumpsuit. And I tell you what, this, it didn't cost me a penny to do that. It's just amazing. So I thought you might like that story.
That is quite a story. That is. Hey, I could see that, my mom had like a distant cousin that was married to some guy. She was a female cousin, and they lived next door to Elvis when he was there at Graceland Mansion, and my cousin's trying to get some sleep, her husband, and they kept hearing something, and went out, and it was heard a motorcycle, what it was, and it was over there on the Elvis's property, and he stuck his head across the gate or something or other somehow. Said, oh, Elvis pulled up, and he said, oh, it's you, Elvis. He said, yeah. Says, I'm so sorry that I must have woke you up, because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and Elvis told him, he said, I just don't get to ride it much, I stay on the road so much, I just felt like riding it. And my cousin said, well, you just go ahead and ride that thing. He said, it ain't bothering me a bit. And Elvis was so appreciative, but the part where he was talking about how he's a sociable, they said he would get out in the yard out in the front and play football, pass the ball, or any kind of ball with the kids. He was always really good with the kids, It's yeah, I can relate, I never met this cousin. They must have had too much money to come by and see us poor folk, but they were nice people, But yeah, they live next door over there, and they just had so much good to say about Elvis, how he was so good with the public, the kids, and all. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. He was the king of rock and roll.
Hey, ain't no doubt about that. Won't there be another like him. I don't care how many times you see him on a UFO. They better land it and let me shake his hand.
I had also when I was in radio, I had the honor of having so many of the Memphis Mafia in his inner circle on my radio show, and I had asked Joe Esposito, who was Elvis's road manager, about what he thought about all the talk about Elvis being alive and Elvis being spotted here and there, and he said he was there. He was the one who went upstairs and performed CPR on him. And he described it to me. He said, Elvis's face was black, his tongue was purple, and, you could hear the emotion in his voice. When somebody starts to cry, they have that little quiver, and I mean, there's just no way that somebody could pull off a lie like that, like
yeah. Well, it takes all kinds.
Well, I think the thing is that some people love him so much they just don't want to believe.
Don't want to believe he's gone, but yeah. You're only here for one term down here, and you serve your next term either up yonder or down there.
That's right. Well, I've got plenty of other stories. I'd like to give him a call in next week. And
give us a call back there, Johnny Rock. We probably need to hit
on the grave. How about that?
What's that? What happened? I missed it. You still there, Johnny? Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I was talking at the same time, and I got these plug things in my ear.
Can you hear okay over there?
I can hear.
Do you need me to turn your... There you go.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it a lot better since you...
well, good. I'm glad we had that discussion now.
Mark that spot on that knob.
Okay.
I can barely hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you plain and clear. What'd you say, though?
Okay. You, for some reason, it might be my earbuds. The battery might be going dead.
Yeah, it could be on our
end. I'll call back in next week and I'll share my another Elvis story.
That sounds good. Do that, Johnny Rock. We'll put you on there. That's good stuff. That is good stuff.
Good story, Johnny. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Roger that.
Yeah, I think he's having
are you
trouble.
Still there?
No, he's gone.
He gone?
Yeah, I turned him off because I think he's having trouble with his little earbuds. Or whatever he's wearing on his end.
Okay.
I think he said the battery was about to go.
Like Airbud. That was a show on TV. Airbud. That dog.
That was a movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I believe.
Airbud. Well.
Yeah, that was very interesting though.
Yeah.
The Elvis stories.
That was a good story.
He got to actually wear one of Elvis's suits.
Yeah, his jumpsuit, man.
I couldn't imagine that. Putting something like that on, that just wow.
No, I know it. I couldn't either.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It is.
Well, would you like to take a break?
Well,
now?
We better take a break and get back there. Get our sponsors in here. Y'all listen up close to these sponsors because they got some good product. I don't endorse nothing if it ain't the best of the best. We'll be right back. More Mountain Man Radio Show, I hope. Man, this studio stinks, JR. We must have really had a good radio show last week. Got a mess in here, too.
Sure is. You did it up right last week. Made a mess over there and everything.
We got to clean this mess up. You got anything to clean with?
I don't have anything. Everything is sold out. I cannot find any kind of hand sanitizer or cleaning spray or anything.
Man, you ain't doing no good, but I just had a brainstorm.
What's that?
Let's call my buddy Eric up yonder at B&E Wholesale.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's give him a call. Maybe he can help us out with our dilemma here.
That's right.
Hello, B&E Wholesale.
Hey, 110. Me and JR's in a bind here trying to clean some stuff up. Can you help us out?
Guys, I can hook y'all up. You try and get your business up and going, stuff like that. We got Disinfect 409 by the gallon, 12.5. Clorox bleach, $20 a case. Spick and Span antibacteria spray, $2 a bottle. Alcohol by the quart, $12 for that big quart. Hand sanitizer, We have this. You can spray this on your buggies, whatever. Surgical mask, $1 a mask. Surgical masks, you get them in a 5-pack or a 50-pack. KN95s, $5 a piece, or if you buy 5 or more, they're $4 a piece. Paper towels, toilet paper, Omni soap. It's a little bit of everything here. Cleaning supplies, Craftsman weed eaters, garbage bags. You just have to check us out. We have a website, B&E Wholesale on Facebook. Y'all come down, see what I can do to help you.
Hey, old Crossbones, what are you doing over there? What are you struggling with?
Man, I'm wanting to go four-wheeler riding this weekend, and I'm trying to get my tire back on, but I just can't get it on. I've done tried oil and soap and water, and I done got soap in my eyes and burning, and I'm about to get frustrated.
Here, calm down. Try this here.
Bull snot?
That's right, bull snot. Man, that'll get that tire on there. You'll be gone and ready for long. Bull snot is favored on Amazon. You go to tire lubricants, first thing that's going to pop up is bull snot. You can get bull snot at Amazon Prime. If y'all want to check out the product, go to vanbrownox.com. This bull snot is the slickest stuff around, I guarantee you. Just don't get none on the floor and fall down.
Hey, that worked good, man. I got it on there.
Well, I told you, bull snot. Y'all go check 'em out, you hear? Booyah. Man, this desert's hot.
Gosh, I'm thirsty.
There's bowling ball sweat beads dripping off my head.
Man, I don't know how much further I can go.
Hey, what's that up there?
Is that a mirage, or am I seeing a drink stand or something?
Hey, buddy, are we glad to see you?
You fellows look hot. Can I interest you in a cold beverage? Lemonade, iced tea, apple juice? Heck, I even got a V8.
You got any extreme pH?
No, I don't believe I got that.
Oh, you mean you ain't got no extreme pH sports water with calcium, magnesium, potassium, with no dyes, no sugars, no caffeine, no sweeteners, no artificial flavorings?
No, I sure don't.
Well, y'all need to go get you some at extremeph.com. Extreme pH sports water by Miracle 2 Products. They also have soaps, neutralizers, moisturizers, deodorants, gel, laundry soap, and it's all biodegradable. Go green. Booyah!
How'd you do your voice like that?
Hello.
Hey, David. It's your buddy Mountain Man.
Hey, Mountain Man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just went by R&R, and they said I'm about due for some tires. I'm getting ready to take a road trip. Just don't want to take any chances.
We can definitely help you out with that. What would you like to have?
Well, last ones were Nexon, and they've been great. I believe I'll just get another set.
Great choice, Mountain Man. And right now, anyone can get started on a new set of Nexon tires for $5.
Hey, Dave, I know why they named them tires Nexon.
Why is that?
Because once you get a set, you'll get the Nexon, and the Nexon, and the Nexon. They're just that good.
Oh, wow. I'll be sure and ask the folks that make these tires about that, but that really is a good reason.
Get your Nexon for just $5. That's right, $5 gets you started on a new set of Nexon tires today at R&R. On Thomas Road across from Duck Commander in West Monroe, and in Ruston on South Vienna across from County Market.
R&R.
Hey, y'all, we're back. Mountain Man Radio Show here. We just having a little bit of technical difficulty on the Facebook stuff. We ain't never figured that out too good, and JR's working on it now. But, got some good news here. We always got to have some Mountain Man news segment, ain't we, JR? You know, What would the show be without Mountain Man? That's good enough on that camera. They can see me. I see them real good now. Welcome back.
Okay.
Well, let's see what we got on this here news thing here.
You ready for some news here?
I guess. Hitters, they are.
Oh, wow, this sounds different. I don't know what this is.
Give me no CNBC jump. Hey.
This is pretty good.
Hey, that sound like we covering the galaxy type.
Almost.
There's some of that far out. Y'all have to excuse
What are you eating over there?
Over here.
You know you're not supposed to eat
Man,
on
I got me
on the
one
radio.
of them there blueberry memento thing.
Oh.
Blue raspberry or something. Pretty good.
Man.
Says here.
Thanks for sharing.
Shut up, JR.
Okay.
We got a professional show. If y'all hadn't noticed, there are all these communication devices. We got so many, we don't know what did with them. Huh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Warsaw Zoo moves bear. This is the news. Warsaw Zoo moves bear after visitor is filmed entering enclosure wrestling with one while allegedly drunk. Hey, man, I feel froggy. Leap, buddy. Wait. Says here, a 23-year-old visitor at the Warsaw Zoo in Poland has been sentenced to steep fines and community service after entering a bear enclosure on Thursday and tussling with the animal, allegedly while drunk. That's what that drinking will do for you. You think you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, but are you bear proof? Says here, in addition to the animal cruelty charges. Cruelty of who? You know, cruelty to that drunk guy, probably, but he shouldn't have wrestled him drunk. But in addition to the animal cruelty charge, a young man was also charged with disturbing the peace for not abiding by the mask requirements. Hey, they nailed him on that mask requirement. Might as well. He's drunk. He ain't got a mask on, buddy. Probably caused him more than drunk. Well, he didn't have his mask on of the newly reopened zoo there, and that's not good. Of course not. He could have sneezed on someone.
That's a big bear, by the way.
Yeah, he's
that is
a big,
huge
big bear. I mean, it looked like he got a lot of weight on him. I seen one out.
He doesn't have a problem
about that size, but that's a good size.
Eating good food.
He looks like he kind of laid back in this picture. That big he can. Well, it said the incident which took place on Thursday has also prompted city officials and zoo authorities to transfer the two bears that live in the enclosure to a more interior area of the space and restrict their access to an artificial island closure to the gate. Wow, they're punishing the bear, man. Is that what they did? Taking away the bear's island. Well, says here, they got some footage of the incident, which was first shared to that Twitter stuff, shows that the man standing on the artificial island inside the bear's enclosure with Sabrina. A bear. Sabrina's a bear.
That's the bear's name. Her name is Sabrina.
She's a female, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
Or a mad male one with a name like that. Anything but Sue. Says here, Sabrina, a bear that previously performed in a circus before being transferred to the Warsaw Zoo. Imagine that bear misses that.
I bet
circus.
she does too. She probably knows some circus tricks.
Who wants to go behind bars? And then he starts moving towards him. Well, I talk so much, I bet they forgot what it was about. But he got in there on that island, and he was drunk, and then the bear come off that island moving towards him. The man then flees into a moat to escape, only for Sabrina to follow him into the water. About 30 seconds later, she gave him 30 seconds to make his getaway. The man then manages to get on Sabrina's back, holding the bear by her ears and kicking her in the side, saying, "Giddy up," hanging on around her neck. The man later extracted himself from the water and back onto the artificial island, where he was extracted by a local fire brigade. They probably roughed him up a little bit. I bet that bear was ticked, trying to enjoy himself. Some dude jumps on your back, grabs you around the neck, try to ride you, kick you. The man was later charged with animal cruelty, good, and disturbing the peace, a charge that was tacked on for failing to wear a mask. Could have infected that bear. That bear wouldn't like that. He was sentenced to 2 years hard labor on the chain gang. No, I just picked 2 years community service, though, at 20 hours per month, and at least 5,000 PLN, or roughly $1,235 in fines.
Ooh.
Well, it says on Tuesday, a spokesman for the Warsaw City Hall confirmed that the bears had already been moved to the interior of the garden, restricting them now. That is bad, man. They got to take it out on the bear.
Have you seen the show? And it's been a while. I don't even know I don't know the name or if it's even still on. But there was a TV show where they would these people would do like obstacle courses with the bears. These bears. No, that wasn't it. No, it was like these bears, and they would do these tricks and stuff, and they would try to beat the bear, and usually the bear would, I think, end up winning.
Yeah.
I think it's a recent show. I'm sure someone on social media there can help us out. But
what was that name of that show? Barely Alive.
I think so.
After the bear
that sounds familiar.
It'd be Barely Alive. Bear. You know.
I mean, I couldn't imagine going up with a bear. Especially I mean, that's just something you don't want to. I don't think I'm gonna try to.
I think one dude out there I seen in public news somewhere. I think he was wrestling a bear, and the bear finally got enough and killed the dude. Man.
Wow. Yeah.
It was sad. Now look, you don't
mess with
anything wild. You know, they're just wild instincts. You know, even though you think they're tame. Look, them things go off anytime.
Unless it's a teddy bear. Now, teddy bears are safe, but otherwise, no.
If you got a teddy bear.
You know,
Elvis. Don't tell me what your teddy bear
Elvis sang a song about a teddy bear. You know that, don't you? Remember that song about the teddy bear?
I might. Can you sing a little of it?
No.
I know the lines to it. You be my teddy bear.
Something like that. There you go. Yeah.
Baby, baby, won't you be my teddy bear? Wait.
That's it. You got it. You got it.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
He won't be her teddy bear.
That's right.
Get it right. Well, let's get back to the news here. Beards. Beards is the topic. Beards evolved so men could take punches to the head. Study finds. I always knew there's a reason, because I need to get punched in the head. Said, men sporting big, bountiful beards might have a reason to feel more confident.
Is that right?
That's what they say, and not just because women might be more sexually attracted to the guys who can grow them. Yeah. Are they? I don't have a clue. Research shows that flowing facial hair might have evolved to help fight hungry humans. Might be handy nowadays. Better absorb blows to the head, according to a new study published in the journal Integrative Organismal Biology. The findings are the accumulation of several research projects by the same team on human resilience, including experiments on the human head to take a punch. Okay.
So
they're using hands as weapons.
So they're saying this will help, like
Cushion
if it
blow.
gives you a cushion if you get punched in the face if you have facial hair.
More fur you got, man. What you talking about, man?
You'd have to grow like a lot of. You'd have to have a lot of facial hair.
I could take a pretty good uppercut, but the sides need a little more feeling out to do. But I guess I could take an uppercut. I don't want to get in that position. Anyway, says here that they found fully furred samples were capable of absorbing more energy than plucked and sheared samples, according to jaw-dropping experiments conducted by biologists. Fortunately, no humans were slugged in the name of science. Well, instead, the team employed an epoxy composite skull. I guess it's kind of like them dummies they use in seatbelt crashes. They use them covered in several styles of sheepskin, plucked, trimmed, and full-on mutton chops, so to speak, to replicate a punch. They then dropped a weight on the chin and measured the force via load cell. This is getting extreme scientific. The scientists found that peak force was 16% greater and total energy absorbed was 37% greater in furred compared to the plucked samples per the report. The old coyote out there one time, when they got that thick fur on him, I shot at one time. He had so much fur on him, heck, shots didn't even get through. Just a bunch of fur flew.
Wow, yeah. I've heard of things like that happening before.
It's kind of the same thing, I think, yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Got to use that high brass sometimes, get them furry squirrels out of the top of the tree. It's kind of like that.
Wow.
Specifically, the tough tufts acted as a shock absorber that disappeared. The energy generated by a punch just enough to prevent the fragile jaw from fracturing. Hey. Researchers concluded that the beard may function similarly to the mane of a lion or a baboon. I'll be the lion, you can be the baboon.
Okay.
Serving to protect vital areas like the throat. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Protect the throat and jaw from lethal attacks during a fight, especially as it sprouts on one of the most vulnerable regions of the body, the chin. That's what they mean when them boxers, they punch another's head and the other guy don't fall down. He got a good chin on him.
Mm-hmm.
You can't knock him out or hit him on the chin. I don't do that no more. I don't want to get no more fights. If I do, I got to have some equalizer, imagine. Some of them, anyway. It says, wait a minute. How'd I get back on the bear story?
I don't know, but we only got like 2 minutes.
We do?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Show's over, y'all. Let me do the Bible verse.
We gotta.
I told y'all this was professional. Look, play on a jingle to get me out of it, or I won't be able to know how to do it. Gotta find the right jingle, JR.
I thought you liked this one. You don't like this one? It's not as good as the other one, is it?
Entertaining the planet Neptune out there, them Mars Unite.
Yeah. I'll find your other one next week. It's in there somewhere. You know how it is. Sometimes it just things get tossed around.
We don't want a show too darn perfect. They'd think we rehearsed.
That's right. Yeah. We got to keep it unrehearsed here.
That's exactly right. Well, look here. Today's Bible verse comes from Hebrews chapter 4. Okay, and verse 15 and 16. It goes like this. For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weakness, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. You know, there's not any high priest out there. There's no preacher out there that can preach you a sermon that hasn't sinned himself. You know, the only one that's perfect was Jesus. And you know, the best advice you can get is it comes from God. He may send people into your life, and you know, and you recognize it, and sometimes God's word may come in that form, but I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not without sin. I'll try to help anybody out if I can, but anything I learn that's going to be any good to tell you is going to come out of the Bible. But we appreciate y'all tuning in to the show today. It's been kind of crazy show around here. I like to get my jug heads that I made out of milk jugs line better. But hey, we did the best we could did. We love y'all from this here radio station. And as always, booyah!
Whenever events keep going on. Another news update happening now on News Talk 105.7 and 540 KMLB Monroe.
Things are still coming together for the entertainment industry, though.
We are working with the film industry, television industry. We chose to engage a little bit more formally. We were hoping to put out those guidelines as early as today. We want to extend them to later in the week, perhaps into the weekend, because we're working with both industry and labor, and they want to tighten up some aspects of their guidelines.
More populated areas like L.A. and San Francisco remain locked down. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman says the league will abandon the rest of the regular season and go straight into the playoffs with 24 teams if they can resume play.
Although we are anxious to get back on the ice, we will not do anything until we are assured by medical professionals and the relevant government